aggressive and shut them out, and sort of like you're doing exactly what you're complaining about.
I
So what? Yeah,
I not the a-hole at any moment for me.
yeah,
Because I completely understand the sister's reaction of stepchildren should be considered as family as much as children.
mm-hmm.
Um, it's because I mean it's just poor kids, their parents are separated and then they've got all of these adults treating them weirdly. Anyway, that's just
Yeah,
stupid. But the reaction of choosing another date to do something and not inviting the mother and blah blah blah, and then it's just couldn't you have just brought the kids or cancelled or done it the same way? Do you see what I mean?
yeah,
And then choosing another date, and then what we were saying about family is just the person you are dating is the one you're going to be spending the rest of your life with. So yes, family is important, and it's not as if he or she, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, didn't go to a wedding or a graduation. This is something that happens every year and that changed
yeah,
last minute. And he was going to see his family anyway. He's not going to see, he or she isn't going to see the girlfriend. Um, so no, not the a-hole. Definitely not the a-hole. The mother slash grandmother, she's a definite asshole. Like on many on many reasons. The sister isn't an a-hole for like she's a bit petty and childish. I understand her reaction and having feelings about it. Um, no, not the a-hole. Not the a-hole.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not as if, it wasn't planned ahead of time, and you have your own plans, and you can just as much react, insulted for them asking you to cancel your plans for them. It's
Exactly. And she's like, girlfriend over family. It's like, well, I'm
hmm
sorry, for somebody to become family, you need to treat them like family and with a whole bunch of importance. And she's only been married since March, so less than a year by Christmas.
yeah,
And they've been dating for a couple of years, which, fine. People, I find that the older that you get, the faster things go because you know what you
yeah,
want. But it's like, okay, well, I mean, your current husband was just a boyfriend at a time. Um, so why are you have to go through these stages of making people feel valued.
exactly.
I guess I'm wondering, have you made it clear to your mother that you think she's a bitch for behaving the way she's behaving? Um, have you made it clear that the only reason you're not showing up is because you have plans that you can't cancel, not because you're not supporting anyone that has that been made clear? Because plot twist, if the reason for not canceling the plans is to avoid the whole like confrontation and conflict, then yes, I would say you're an asshole for just avoiding it and making it seem like you're just unavailable, whereas you're just avoiding. You need to be supportive of your sister or your mother. You just, in these situations, somebody needs a bit of support. This is a big deal. I would not support your mother in this situation, but obviously your
Yeah,
sister needed support. And if you're choosing to not support her, then you're an asshole. If you're choosing to spend time with your girlfriend, then you're not the asshole. Do you see what I mean? Like, do you see the
yeah,
difference?
yeah. But you can also support someone without, showing up specifically when they want you to. Like you can still support
Yeah,
her
yeah, yeah,
outside of that one event.
for
And
sure.
even by not showing up to what the mother planned, I don't know if they showed up or not. I can't remember if you mentioned it, but like if you didn't show up to what your mother planned as support to your sister, then that's support in its own way, you know?
She did. It isn't mentioned.
Yeah.
It isn't mentioned, but yeah, I guess it's with the sentiment. Why are you behaving the way you're behaving? Is it, are you avoiding? Are you supporting someone? But if you choose, anytime you choose like your well-being, um, and like and watering the grass and everything that we
Yeah.
were saying, then you're not the a-hole. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
not the a-hole. So
Yeah.
yeah,
This also went in a completely different direction than I thought. Because I thought like canceling a date with someone, like, that he didn't know, or like a first date, a second date, something like that. So it's interesting.
Yeah, if it had been, I guess it kind of
Just,
also depends on the definition of
yeah,
girlfriend. Is this just a second or third date, or is this several months in the making?
yeah.
But then again, I think canceling if you're not canceling a first date, I guess
I
it
don't
just
know because
depends.
like my instinct is to say it's just the first date, you can reschedule it, but then you never know because once you cancel something,
It's
it can get
tainted.
lost. It's also
Yeah.
tainted, but okay, you never know if you find like maybe in that meantime they'll find someone. Well, I don't know, but then maybe it's not meant to be. But like you know what I mean? It can just get lost in translation, like get lost in the universe, and then you lose out, sort of.
A while back, I like in 2016, 2017, there was this guy that I met on a dating app that I kind of really liked it.
Mhm.
We just decided to exchange email addresses, and so we sent emails back and forth for a while because I can't really remember the logic behind it, but it was kind of like this romantic
Yeah,
logic. Um, and we exchanged emails for 2 or 3 months before actually going on a date. And then at some point, he kept rescheduling and he kept just like changing things around. And I said, listen, I'm not. At that time, I had been single for a couple of years and I was thinking, I was wanting to be in a relationship again. And so I'm not looking for a pen pal. You obviously haven't got time for me, which is
yeah,
fine, but let's just not force it. And the conclusion to that was, if you're wanting to get into a relationship for the right reasons and whatever reason, if you're thinking I want to get into a relationship, you need to make time for it. And so it's
yeah.
because it's the holiday season, it's I think it's a bit, it's a bit touchy.
That
But
touchy feely, yeah,
yeah,
sensitive.
you want to, if you want to make, because your family, yes, that your family is going to be there forever, but they're not the ones that you're going to be spending your life with. The
Yeah,
person that you're going to be living with is that person. So you need to decide how to how can I say this? You need to decide where your priorities are. And I
yeah,
would say if you were to cancel a first date because of a family tradition, you want to reschedule like
immediately, yeah,
immediately. Just like with for the day before or the day after, you want to you want to move heaven and earth to make it work, because
yeah.
otherwise it's just sending the message that you're not that invested, which it can be fine. I mean, you're allowed to not be
Yeah.
invested, but then just
No,
don't
but
be surprised by
yeah.
the
And
reaction.
you also want to be very transparent. You want to explain the situation so they know
Yeah,
that it's, you know.
absolutely.
Anyway,
Anyway, I think we have time for a last.
yeah. So I have my second one for like that shows kind of the other side of the coin, I think,
Okay.
to what I read beforehand. It's a bit shorter.
Yep.
So, let's see. And I'm just gonna zoom in. Am I the a-hole for talking about my relationship with my single friends? My friend help set me up with my current boyfriend as we're all semi friends prior. We would hang out in groups all together for months with no issue. We were all super close and would even have sleepovers. With little warning, my friend told me they didn't want me to bring him around much anymore, which felt weird since he had we had all been friends for a while and nothing had really changed. Since then, anytime I talk about my relationship with my single friends, they just start feeling bad about themselves and saying things to make me feel guilty, like I guess I'll just never be as happy as you, or I feel like he's taking you away from me. I still see my friends probably 4 to 5 times per week, and I don't feel I talk excessively about him. But I understand that my single friends may feel bad when I talk about my relationship. I just feel like they maybe should be more supportive instead of making me feel bad for being in a healthy relationship, especially because my relationship prior to this one was so